Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Monday Mindset. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. I lost my voice over the weekend. We had our company party. Sorry, I just want to make sure this actually went live here on Facebook and make sure my audio is working. You can chat in if you're joining up right now. Chat in, make sure you can hear me so I can see that in the comments. But we had our company party on, I guess, Saturday night. So I lost my voice because the DJ music was just a little too loud, and I ended up screaming, I guess, all night long. But it was a great time. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. Yep. Okay, we're good to go. I want to talk to you today about one thing. I've been thinking a lot about AI, like everybody's been thinking about AI. We've been testing it within our business. If you're wondering, like, hey, how is Reminder Media implementing AI? The approach I'm kind of taking with it is, we want to try to dabble in a lot of things, but ultimately we want to see, can AI increase our efficiency? Because it's almost too big to think about how you're going to put AI throughout your whole company, but it's a lot easier when you get down to the task you're already doing and saying, hey, how could AI help me do this task faster than I'm doing it today? So a perfect example would be our writers. We do a lot of writing for the magazines, right? So our writers, we are having use AI to help them write their articles. They still go through and tweak it. And then we're practicing or testing with our bots, feeding a bot all of the past articles we've ever had. So it gets a feel for how we write articles, kind of what our style is, the voice. And we're doing this, trying to do this per writer. So that writer can have their own bot where they can then go to it and use it as a way to help them get, let's say 40%, 50% of the writing done, and then they come in and add their own voice and edit it. So that's one way we're using it. Another way we're using it is we are analyzing all of our sales calls. So most of our sales calls are recorded. Most of our servicing calls are recorded. We're feeding the bot all of the calls. They are being transcribed. And then, of course, we are training the bot based upon our script and our training of what's a good call and what's a bad call. So this is kind of working almost like a compliance trainer where it can spot across all the calls what calls are not being done correctly and not on process or on script. So it makes our team leads on the sales side more effective, because in the past, you could kind of just randomly spot check calls, and that's all you could do. You called it a calibration. I'm going to pull random calls, spot check them, see how they're aligned with the script. Now, across all of our calls, we can see a certain caller, how often they're on script and process versus not. So it's been very effective there, and I think it's only going to get better. We're also using AI on our chats. So we use Zendesk for our chats. So we've trained the bot on Zendesk to have our knowledge base. It's not perfect. We keep updating it, but now it can respond. We still have live people on chats that can step in, but we're testing that. So these are just a myriad of ways we're using it, and there's others, like our coders are using it. I think we use the Anthropic a version of AI on our coding because it seems to be the best right now, but our coders are using it to help them write queries, help them write functions. It's not perfect yet, but the world is changing quickly, and I want to be not on the bleeding edge, but I want to be on the leading edge, and I want to force my team to adopt it in their everyday life, because I know that it will just help them advance in their careers and in their self-development, and this is where the world's going. And I want to encourage you, if you've never used AI to help you in your everyday email writing, your content, your social media, you should be using it. But that's not the point of this Monday Mindset. The point of this Monday Mindset is to talk to you about the one thing that's not going to change with AI. We've been through different markets in my time of leading Reminder Media. We've been through recessions. We've been through COVID. We've been through changes in the economic environment for real estate or for financial services multiple times. And we've also seen changes in technology, right? We're a print-based company, variable-based printing, when we first released the magazine was all the rage. The idea of customizing print down to the individual you're sending it to, that was an incredible technology, and now that's just commonplace, meaning everybody can do that. It's not very impressive at all. And we've advanced all the way up to today with AI, and I'm thinking as a leader in business, how do I adjust Reminder Media to be successful in this next decade? And I try to take the Jeff Bezos philosophy when it comes to leadership, when it comes to directing strategy of the company. If you've never heard his talk on this, it's really good, where he shares that He tries to lead Amazon by thinking about the things that won't change 10 years from now. Meaning he tries to make decisions for the business strategically, spending time thinking about what won't change 10 years from now. There's going to be a ton of things that change, from technology and how we do things, mediums of distribution, all of the logistics might change, but what won't change? And he talks about, hey, consumers will still want the best price 10 years from now. 100 years from now, consumers will still want the most cost-effective price. Consumers will still want the best service 20 years from now, 100 years from now. Consumers will still want convenience. They'll want things faster. They'll want things smoother. They'll want it to be more convenient. He goes, those things won't change. And the reason why that's so important to think of as a business leader, as you think about, man, how do I adapt to AI? What do I think about in terms of how I implement it? The way I am kind of processing it priority-wise, because you could implement it everywhere, it feels, is, hey, how do I implement it into the things that won't change 100 years from now? Because I know I'm investing from a principle or foundation into the right foundation. The medium might change. AI is changing every 6 months. It is doubling in power, supposedly. So every 6 months, it is changing. So if you're trying to keep up, or you're trying to just use what there is today, you won't keep up. And so I would encourage you in business, what can you focus on that won't change 100 years from now, regardless of AI? And I would share with you, this is what my belief is that business and consumers specifically will still want relationships 100 years from now. They will still want to know the people they're doing business with. They'll still want to like the companies that they're doing business with. And remember, we'll talk about it a little bit, but is not just about personality. It's about values. It's about what you stand for and how you display that to the consumer. And then third is they'll still want to trust the person that they do business with, right? It is trust that ultimately gives people the ability to do business with you. You want to trust the doctor that's having surgery on you. You want to, know that they are ultimately good at what they do. And so I would challenge you to think from a perspective in business and go, how do I focus on using AI or any technology disruption, any change in my business to help me get more known, help me get more liked, and help me get more trusted with my audience? And I would share with you, hey, how do you get known in this industry? Being known, you have to be frequent. And you guys hear me talk about the frequency factor all the time, because frequency is where most businesses fail the most, because they're not frequent enough. They're not on enough channels of frequency. They aren't out there enough. And so if you think about it from a psychological perspective, when you meet someone for the first time, you have a low degree of trust with them because you have a low degree of frequency with them. If you think about a data graph of hey, the people you know the most and that you're closest to, you have the most frequency with. The people you know the most and you are closest to, you have the most frequency with. And as you go down in frequency of contact, you go down in trust, because naturally you get down to people you don't know and you don't trust them at all because you don't know them. Frequency creates familiarity. Familiarity leads to comfort. Comfort is a prerequisite for trust. You have to be comfortable with somebody in order to trust them. And so this frequency, you need to be in front of your people as frequent as possible. But how do you get liked? You get liked oftentimes built upon what I call as common values, rapport. If you're a student of Tony Robbins teaches that rapport is built off of commonality, shared likes and interests, shared history, shared experiences, shared values. What do you stand for as a business, and how are you showcasing that to your consumer? And AI really can be just a medium, just like every technology, whether it's variable printing or automation that's come onto the scene, or social media that's come onto the scene. Social media is all the rage, right, when it comes to marketing. Why is everybody preaching social media all day long? Because it's a medium of distribution that helps you connect with your consumers in a way they can know you, But more importantly, it gives you the ability for them to actually like you because you can share about you and your life, and you can post pictures about you and your family. This is why authentic content goes so much further than, cookie cutter baked content, because people want to get to know you and they want to like you based upon who you are as a person. Social media gives you a distribution way to do that through imagery and through video, and that's why it's so popular. And then you add on the trust factor where you can showcase your expertise in something, and that ultimately helps you grow your business. And so what I want to encourage you guys to do is think about AI in the same way, is like, hey, how am I using AI to make me more efficient at getting known? How am I using AI to make me more efficient at getting liked? And how do I showcase to people? Like, a great hack for you is go to AI right now, have it audit you, do maybe a deep research on you and your business, on you and your social brand, and have it audit you and your social media and your web presence out there to tell you what you represent, so you can see what you're putting out there to your audience to get known, liked, and trusted. And then ultimately, trust is built off of people respecting and seeing that you have a knowledge and experience that they don't have. You have to showcase to the consumer that you are the Sherpa. The Sherpa is the greatest analogy. It's the people that help you climb these mountains, right? So imagine the Sherpa helping you climb Mount Everest. You could climb Mount Everest on your own. The technology's there. You have the maps to do it, right? You can buy all the equipment yourself. You can invest in financial, like the S&P 500 by yourself. You can buy insurance policies by yourself. Why do I need you, the insurance agent? Why do I need you, the financial advisor? You're the Sherpa. You're the person that has a knowledge based upon experience and a track record that can guarantee me that I'm going to have more success. You're going to guide me through the pitfalls that might happen. You're going to train me appropriately so I don't make a mistake when I'm purchasing an insurance product, to make sure I get the right thing. You are the Sherpa. That's who you are, and that's what you got to display, and you can use AI to help you